All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start this off. DCUO 2020 wish list. Hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. I'm prepared ish. So let me go ahead and blanket this first. I still enjoy the game. I have the utmost respect for the developers as well. No name calling. I respect the developers. I might not agree with their direction on a lot of stuff with DCUO, and that's a lot of stuff that we're going to cover in this video today. So I have a whole list of things that I think 2020 really needs to bring to DCUO that the devs need to work on, Daybreak itself needs to work on, and even really, it's a lot of course correcting. It really is. I still support the game. I've really gotten to the point that I didn't really want to, but I've really just ignored those aspects because it's just really just it's a paywall. It really is just behind a paywall. And I just want this game to be better. We all want this game to be better, but we all have issues with it. There's no such thing as the perfect game. But here we are with this video, and I want to make sure that this gets pointed across that I'm not here to bash the developers at all. Okay? That's not the point, and I don't want anyone to do it. If you want to do it, please go on to someone else's video and do that. That's not welcomed here. Okay? I want to have a nice, simple conversation and what I feel needs to happen. So, first things first, let's talk about seasonals. Okay? The collections. Past collections need to be added to the vendor no longer on boss drops. Okay, it's just getting too much. That loot table, having to pull out all that stuff, is just getting monotonous. We can't do it anymore. All right, the newest collections only need to be boss drops. If not, then all collections need to really have a chance to drop all at the same time. If we have four different collections going on in the seasonal, even from past, we need to have four of those collections drop. All right, that's exactly what needs to happen with it. We're not with this season with 2019. We really came into a crossroads here, into a little bit of an issue because we had the broker down because they were working on the economy part, just really trying to get the bad money out, which was a great thing. That broker issue was a tremendous good thing that needed to happen. But here we are now, and because that broker was down, it was down about maybe a week or two, and we couldn't access it so we could try and get these collections done. Winter seasonal is still going on. We're still relying on the drops. The drops themselves, no collections was dropping. You had runs that you couldn't even get a collection to drop, even from a past one. No, these seasonals are timed event. RNG may be RNG, but I will not agree with RNG not dropping anything. A zero drop of any collection not coming down, that is not an answer. We need a solution. The content. The game has been around for 9 years, all right, coming up on January 11th. Seasonal content needs to be more like the anniversary event. All right, the anniversary event, you are spending time in that open world, in that special zone. Make a special zone for winter. We've had discussions here on our streams that we could have Larfleeze really still in his instance, but we could even out with more into a Gotham City having Freeze and Killer Frost working together, stealing ice stuff or whatever. Let Larfleeze handle the Christmas part. Let Freeze and Killer Frost handle the ice part of winter. Just let them handle winter itself. We need more dailies, we need more currency, and we really need more fun. I was watching another stream from a reputable article, another MMO website, and they came in to play DCUO to look at the winter event. And with the winter event, they felt, even I felt it in the voice that they were unfulfilled because they were coming in here to show it off and to get and probably look at it for research for their article. They had a daily, and then they had the event itself. That's not enough. And they spent more time looking at the vendor, going through the vendor stuff, and nothing else. We need more content. The seasonal events, I understand, are really just supposed to be seasonals. There's supposed to be some throwaway content just to do on the side, but that's still content. And especially in this game, content still matters. You want people to spend time in this game, and spending time in this game with alts is just an off thing. Some players only have one character, and those people with one character don't have enough to do. And the seasonal content needs more. It needs to be it needs to be like the anniversary event. Anniversary event has a good number of dailies to do for it, and you go out there and you're spending time. You even got that bounty. Put a bounty in, these guys. Put a bounty in. I'm not even asking for a raid. Please don't do a raid. Just don't. The raid for the anniversary event is fine. That is completely fine. Keep the alert, but change it up a bit or something. It needs to be more than what it is. And even with currency comes alongside with the next point, the vendor. The vendor has a large amount of items, and there's not enough currency to get it. This is a 9-year-old game. I understand this is now about, that is a lot of content, a lot of stuff going on. And we need a way to get it all. There's not. There's absolutely not. The players are forced. If they want to complete everything on a vendor, you are forced to spend replay badges. You are forced to go, to the marketplace in order to buy the currency. There's no real way to get everything on one character if you are behind. If you are not doing these seasonals at a timely manner when you're logging in every single day to get these done, you're going to be behind. God forbid if you have a life and you need to go do anything else. You're done. You are absolutely done. And this is coming from someone who is multi-year behind, because I have a life, I have other stuff to do, and also I don't want to do it because it's just a chore. It is truly a chore, and I just don't want to deal with Larfleas anymore. I just don't. I made numerous resolutions over the past year to get these events done, and I've gotten a majority of them. But I didn't do much for this winter event because somehow I had life coming just at me. But the vendor truly needs to be less. The vendor costs for either the most 2 current years of worth of vendor items can stay the same price, but everything older needs to drop down drastically. I do not want to see a person who is just year 1 into it having to need to get 100 currency, 100 little holly leaves to get a collection. You need to give me 100. Thank you for giving me 16 holly leaves by doing the open world and the event. But that is 16. That's still, you have to do that. So that's actually about roughly a little under 10 days to get 100 holly leaves to get a piece of collection from the vendor, and still need the 11 other pieces of collections that drop from the boss. And that rarely drop. And then if you can't get those, you have to go to the vendor, which, by the way, if you're on PC or PlayStation, guess what? Your broker, your economy is still crap. Your economy is still ruined. Okay? There's no fixing it. There's no helping it. And even when the broker came back online, it got worse. It 100% got worse. So yes, when a collection doesn't drop, you immediately go to trade chat. You immediately go to the broker. You're relying on players to have a fair price to get these collections. That's not here. That is absolutely not here. The old rewards here need to drop. Or we need to find a different way on how we're going to push these out to players so they can be involved, so they can get these items because they are cool and get their feats done. It is too much. The collections themselves need to be dropped heavily. We are looking for a grind. MMOs are about to grind, but I am not spending that kind of grind out anywhere whatsoever for a seasonal event, a time-limited seasonal event. And the answer to this, just by saying, don't worry, there's always next year. That's not an answer. We didn't like the answer when the anniversary event. We hell of a lot don't like that answer for any seasonal one bit. It's a lot to take on, but the seasonals need to get better. So next, I'm going to go into my favorite part because everyone loves it. Let's talk about artifacts. Oh yeah, here we go. Artifacts. Course correction needs to be made. The artifacts themselves offer great different play styles. That notion that Avar and the team wanted to do, it's working. There are great play styles, great loadouts with different artifacts in, and I like it. I really do. Hell, even for me, in my healer loadout, I'm rocking Orb of Orion, Page of Destiny, and Philosopher's Stone. Philosopher's Stone working with the supply drop. I love it. I absolutely love it. It makes me just want to work on supply drop stuff. It's great. But it is literally the leveling process that is a killer. That is the worst kind of grind and also the worst kind of paywall. So experience, the XP, the Nymph Metal. I don't actually have any Nymph Metal anymore. So the Nymph Metal XP needs to be increased on the base amount. All right, these Nymph Metals that have 20, that have 100, no, they need to be more. They need to be doubled. Hell, even the 20s just need to go. The 10s and the 20s, drop them. They don't need to exist anymore. To be honest, they're a spit in the face, a complete spit in the face. Especially when you're like in the 80s or even in the 100s and you get a little 20, what's it going to do? A drop in the bucket. A drop in a lake. That's how a 20 feels. So having more drop isn't a good fix, nor has it been done with the release since rank 200. When we had the last increase of them, or before that increase, they doubled. They made more Nymph Metal drop. That's not an answer. That's not even a fix. Nymph Metal should also be allowed to be made or upgrade in the R&D vendor. And this gives us a second chance of getting Nymph Metal similar to the exobytes from salvaging. Only right now we have Nymph Metal that are drops. That's all they are. It's just a drop from enemies. That's cool, but that's only one path. That's only one linear path. We need separate. And I'm telling you right now, that separate path going to the marketplace, that's not a valid path. That needs to stop. And I'm getting to that later, but no. Marketplace, that's not an answer. We need to go ahead and turn it around, make that U-turn, go down the other fork of the road, and go to the R&D vendor. Allow us to upgrade them. That even gives us more reason to go out into the open world and get exo materials. So we're back, and by the way, exo materials, they need to be in open world content like Thanagar, Metal Gotham City. They need to be everywhere that players are. I do not need to take my time going out of my way from where I am to go to Gotham or Metropolis into old content in order to farm something to get myself better. No. You're already copying Gotham. You're already copying Metropolis. Put them in there and let us be. We will all spend more time in Thanagar if we can actually farm exo materials in there. We'll go ahead and get our little radar detectors and go to town. That's where we need to be. The Nymph Metal XP needs to be removed from the marketplace. Seals and all need to go. The focus should be grinding in game, but the headache of it in the marketplace makes it easier for players just to purchase it, and that is entirely wrong. It is a giant paywall that at some point requires buying a marketplace item in order to upgrade an in-game item. That is a blatant pay-to-win roundabout mechanic, as naturally leveling these without the MP is exhaustive and sometimes unreachable. And I know saying unreachable is definitely grasping for straws because it is reachable. But it is reachable in a time frame that no living soul should ever have to go through. They just shouldn't. It is horrible. It is just horrible. Also, the flawless Nth medal should also return to in-game and kept out of booster bundles. We all know the flawless Nth medal actually we only see it one time now. The one time when we see it is in the artifact mission that we get when we're leveling a new character or whatever, and we get the artifact mission. We have to go with John Constantine to gather up the original OG artifacts. And in there also is a flawless Nth medal. That's a 1,000 Nth medal. We grabbed that sucker. We put that in our pockets. But we never see them again. We used to have them drop in game. They disappeared. And now all of a sudden, and this is the second time with our booster bundle, that the flawless Nth medal, a 1,000 XP, is inside a booster bundle. That booster bundles are also just... You can't even buy a flawless Nth medal on the marketplace, and yet it's in a booster, and yet it's in a bundle that's supposed to contain marketplace items. Replace the flawless Nth medal out of the booster bundle and put the reinforced actually in there. That 12,500 XP, put that in the booster bundle. Now that's a deal. So the flawless Nth medal, in my opinion, should actually be dropping from every boss in the raids. All right? That's three bosses a raid. You got 3,000 Nth medal right then and there. If you want to attach them to the CR relevancy, then go right ahead. I'm going to let that up to the developers. But this gives players more reason to complete each raid to guarantee the maximum amount of Nth medal they can achieve just from boss drops. And at the same time, remember, so you're looking at one flawless Nth medal from each boss in the raid. We get 6 bosses from 2 raids. So you're looking at 6,000 right there. Don't forget your CR relevancy, so there's 2 more raids that you have to run. So you're looking right there at a very nice chunk of change. And that is worth it. And at the same time, those are all resets. So that's, 12,000 Nth medal just in a week? Yeah, that's awesome. And it's not like that's really even going to break what the system is right now with the Artifact XP. Because you need about 39,000 in order to get to 80? Actually, how much? Like what? Yeah, I'm at 47,000 over here at rank 84. Page of Destiny, 42,000? Yeah, so you need about 39,900 XP just to get to rank 80. With 12,000, that's a good jump. That's a good head start there. That's good. And you can even break it down even further with flawlessness medal 1,000 in the raids. You get the reinforced 500. Oh, I'm sorry, not the reinforced. The purified 500. Put those in alerts. The reinforced, those are 200. Put those in solos and duos. Make them actually boss drops. Let us actually kill a boss and get rewarded. These instead of having to rely on RNG and some random counter, some random timer that's within the game that we can't see or acknowledge, and we're just going to have to trust the system just to drop some Nth medal for us. Oh, you killed this guy. Congratulations. Here's a 20. Yeah, here's a 20 XP. Yeah, enjoy. The XP needs to be looked at again. It needs to be doubled. We need to have some actually drop from bosses to reward players more with it. All right? We need to see more from it. And I'm serious. The flawless Nth medal within the booster bundle needs to go away. The booster bundle is already a waste of money because now you're basically spending more to try and get a reward box that's not going to give you what you want. and you're getting items in there that's not even worth the $10 that you probably even paid for. All the items in there are you can actually buy it separately and get it cheaper than having to try and get to a booster bundle. It's not worth it. The breakthroughs. Yeah, these little guys up here. Yeah. Breakthrough percentages should be removed as well. The percentages are astronomically low and require the MP route just to upgrade the item. The catalyst being a source mark sync is great. I absolutely love that. But and the lowered amount from was also an amazing change. But when a breakthrough fails, we shouldn't have to go back and do them. I do like that we have catalysts. We only have 3. We have them at a pretty cheap cost. And I've already done the math in the guide for the source wall, and it's already really just still pretty expensive. But at a certain point, especially at rank 100, you just start understanding that the system is against you. Especially if you want to try and get to 160, 180, or 200. Rank 200 has a, what? Is that a 5% chance of success? A 5% chance? And you're having to spend over 250 source marks each time to having to go over there and buy them again, over and over again at each failure. Failure inside of a game is the opposite of entertainment. You cannot have enjoyment. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 3% chance. Thank you, Unknown Prodigy. Thank you. A 3% chance. You cannot have enjoyment by having seen failure over and over again with a system that is against you. There's no joy there. None. The MP route requires us to go into the marketplace and buy seals. All right? And speaking of seals, here we go. If the seals are still required to be in-game, then we should have the seal of preservations as drops. Either they can be part of, we can attach them to the vault, or we can attach them to the stab event. But either way, once a week or a rare drop, we need to also have them either character bound or account bound, dealer's choice, and hell, even have the community weigh in. But seals of preservations are useless with completions now on the marketplace. Having them drop in-game will be very helpful to everyone. Seals of preservations are literally a waste of money. Save your money, get a seal of completion, get that 100% guarantee, and call it a day. But the seals of Prez, they don't sell. All right? They don't have a place in the marketplace anymore besides to be the cheap deterrent in order to get the other thing. We need, if you're going to have the seals of preservations, we need to have them in game. You put them on John Constantine, put them for a price or something for source marks. Put them for a price. 500 source marks, whatever. Just, be rational about it. No, I was just shooting up random numbers. But we deserve them to be in game. Because we're having to go through these breakthroughs. And even for me as a player, and even when I tell other players, don't go above rank 80. It's not worth it. Even with that, people are like, no, we have the double weekend. Where's our double Artifact XP weekend? That's another thing. No more of that weekend. We don't need to actually have that weekend if we originally have a solid system in place. Because all that's really doing is just feeding the player mentality to get it done faster. To hoard all this nth metal. And at the same then you're holding on to an artifact that's basically you're not leveling because, I'm going to wait for that double artifact XP. And then I'm going to level it. And it's basically useless because guess what? Those double XP weekends come in when a new episode is launched. The week before. And that new episode is going to have newer artifacts. The developers have told us that we don't need to level every single artifact. And we as players need to make sure to tell developers that's a lie. You developers tell us that we don't need to do that, but in fact we do because we want to try other play styles. We want to do all the things. You don't really have us a way that we can test drive everything. So yes, we're going to level everything up in order to do it. And for the people who have to use an existing artifact in order to level up a new artifact that they want to try, that old one's gone now. And they have to start from scratch if they decide to go back to it. That, in truth, is a player decision. But it's still a horrible decision to make. It's a terrible system that we have with the artifacts. A new feature to allow us new play styles, but we are gated from enjoyment because we have failure in our face. We have a marketplace that, yes, it's predatory. We have a guide on the source wall that completely details. We made it just to be informative, but I knew it was going to be a double-edged sword because it distinctly shows how much you would have to pay if you went completely marketplace. And you're going to spend over $1,000 to get an artifact from rank 0 to 200. Over $1,000. I don't want that for anyone. If you are a person who does and you have that kind of disposable income, thanks for supporting the game. Thank you. But for every person out there who doesn't want to do it, no, that is outrageous. These artifacts, they are, get them to rank 80. But then if you go any higher, you're going to have a bad time. The rewards, the buffs, they are worth it. They are good. But the time it takes to get them is not good. It is not fun, and it's not relaxing. It is a grind out of your mentality and out of your pocket. We need to have the artifacts actually become fun. We need the XP increased, or even the XP that the experience that these artifacts require. Decrease them. But I don't even want them decreased. I'm okay with the experience of them. We just need to have Nth Metal to actually back it up. We need to have where's the Nth Metal that was the Kryptonian versions of Nth Metal, the Assassin Nth Metals? Where are all the other XP items? They're all locked in behind a time capsule. Are those going to be on the Booster Gold second chance vendor for Quarks? They better not be. I hope not. But they need to do we need to have a better XP structure. We should, in my eyes, we should be able to level up an episode specific artifact within that episode's relevancy. And that relevancy, true, is like 6 months or a little less. But we need to have these artifacts actually be usable for the episode, not for anything else next. And even for the players out there who are the hardcore DCUO players, for all those who are the competitive players, and if you're a person who wants to come in here and actually be competitive, if you want to be competitive, you need to open your wallet. And even for that shouldn't be a thing that says out loud, but that is the matter-of-fact truth that we have in DCUO right now. You want to be competitive, you need to be prepared to open your wallet. And even if you do, thanks for supporting the game. The next part, I know we're going to like that too. Time capsules. Oh, time capsules. What can I say about time capsules? I don't even see them in my inventory. So one of the things that happened because of the economy that needed the developers to come in and staunch a lot of stuff is because of the ultra rares. As we've seen with the broken economy from the fall of 2019, the ultra rares and time capsules get abused in the economy, and the fact that they have feats attached. That needs to stop. Feats tied to ultra rares make it a feat that will never be obtained since especially it's behind not only a paywall but also RNG. No matter the amount of money spent, that item will never be given, and being gated behind a time limit event is even more of a spit in the face to the customer. Rare might be rare, but you are adding more headache to the player base with hating and alienating them behind this gambling loot box. Now, everyone knows I don't mind loot boxes. I really don't. I even use them to my advantage for giveaways because DCUO doesn't really have a way to actually help streamers do giveaways. But it was already said on the forums that there are more feats within a year in time capsules than there are feats from episodes. And yes, that is also because we get more time capsules in a cycle than we do the episodes. One, that needs to flip. Episodes deserve to have more feats than the time capsules. If you have to slow the time capsules down, then slow the goddamn time capsules down. The ultra rares that are from these time capsules do not deserve a feat. As I said, nobody's getting this thing. No one is absolutely getting the black and white neon chroma pack. And especially if with the chroma pack, you have to choose one or the other. That's not cool. That is absolutely not cool. Just go ahead and bundle it all together because you're having to make it like that. The only light that I see from this gray cloud because of time capsules is the fact we have booster bundle. We have booster gold. We have the second chance vendor. So in a year or two, we'll see the black and white neon chroma pack on booster gold. That is a year or two in the waiting for that to be handled. Scratch that. Pump that sucker on the marketplace. Go ahead and drop it. Go ahead and drop it on there. Put it on booster gold immediately. Whatever. But it needs to stop. We actually had an ultra rare item that didn't have a feat. What happened with that? No feats attached. Let's do that. That's actually great. That's a good thing. Now the stab keys, stabilizers. It's time for an overhaul, folks. I know this is going to be a lot to ask, but I'm going to say it. Members should now get one key a day. Premium should get a key every 2 days, and free to play should get it every 3. If you want to keep them at number 5, go for it. I don't care. That's me being a 1, 2, 3 kind of a nice person. I know I'm being generous, and the amount of boxes collected in the inventory outweighs the amount of keys being bought to open. As members, this is especially an increased incentive to keep subs and even get more in. We get maybe in a play session, let's just round it up about 10. You get about 10 or 15 boxes in a play session, depending on who you are. And that's just going to stack up in your bags. It's going to stack up in there. And I know I have a large amount of time capsules unopened in my bank. They are wasted space. Absolute wasted space. If you're going to have them drop this much, then we need to have an easy way to open them in a quicker space without going to the marketplace. The marketplace can definitely be an option, but it should deserve a grind in-game. And even having a stab event at an 87 replay badge, according to the developers, is because they didn't want folks to actually replay it. They didn't want the replay spam. Tough. It probably is going to be replaying it already. We need to have a simpler way, a faster way to actually go through all of these time capsules to get them out of our bank, to get them out of our bags. We want the items inside. We want them. Let us do it, but don't force us to come over here to go to the marketplace. Give us one a day. It's only here for 4 weeks. It's only here. That's 30 capsules we can open just by playing the game. Just by logging in, jumping in, playing the game, opening up one a day, 30 time capsules. Instead, us as members, we have to wait 3 days. Premium has to wait 4. Free to play have to wait 5. Free to play can barely open up about 6. They can open up 6 boxes. That's terrible. I'm sitting over here at 46 on this tune, on a tune I'm looking at. I can go ahead and just start opening more. I like the idea of the time capsules having this, hey, open 15, receive a Starfield window. Cool deal. I'm going to open more. Also, at the same time, with this, I feel it should be like every 15. You know, I think every 15 should get a Starfield window. Now, if it's a base item, I can go with that. Don't put artifacts in time capsules anymore. I'm glad you guys you learned that lesson. Don't do that anymore. Next up is Mega Capsules. It's high time the Mega Capsule reward boxes were placed on the Second Chance Booster Gold vendor. The Power Set auras were given as modular auras in the Time and Space vendor next to them, which is a good balance, but those full auras need to make a return. The Power Set materials as well need to make a return now, and offered at the cost of Quarks. There are a lot of people who really want those Power Set auras, those Power Set materials. I missed out on them. I missed out on the materials. I have auras. You could easily go to the broker, but again, broken economy. You can go to trade, again, broken economy. But you're also you're going to find those at a very high price that normal players are not going to be able to do. To having to rely on players who's like, hey, just get that one collection, that one rare collection, and you're going to be able to do it. You can do it and you'll be able to get in. That's not a good answer at all for anyone. Having to wait for that one person to say, okay, I got this one collection. I can sell it for $5 million. Yeah, that's gonna take all my money for the deposit, but I have a good chance it's gonna sell. And it doesn't sell. And he's broke. Tisk. The Power Set materials, the auras, even the chroma packs that just came out, those are gorgeous. Those are great. The art department did a fantastic job on them. We need to show them off. We deserve to have them in the game. Not locked or even introduced behind a time-limited marketplace chase of an RNG gambling loot box. Put them on the vendor, put them for Quarks, and let us go. Which also brings me to my next bullet point. Let's talk about Quarks. Quarks can be gained by opening time capsules and exchanging source marks. 100 source marks, you get 25 Quarks. Just go with that. I suggest making Quarks a currency that you can buy on the marketplace, and it's a premium currency. I think Quarks should be sold on the marketplace. And you can disagree if you want. I completely respect that, but let's think about where we can get them again. We get them from opening time capsules that we hate. We get them from exchanging source marks, which we actually do get a pretty good number of. But at the same time, it's also a low number of how many source marks we can get because of the fact that we have the CR relevancy. The CR relevancy cripples us to how many source marks we can actually get from content. And sadly, I did not actually do the math to see how it is. But CR relevancy kind of screws us on that point. We can still play the old content, but we're not guaranteed source marks. It's going to be it may drop for you, and you can choose it as a reward. You know, or just go and farm Paradox Wave. Everybody loves that. So normally Daybreak Cash would actually be this method where you would actually be this premium currency to use in the marketplace and such. But sadly, that's not how it's designed. So Quarks should be that option. You buy Daybreak Cash, you buy Marketplace Cash, and if you want to go to the Booster Gold vendor, you want to go over here to the Space and Time vendor, and you want to buy stuff for Quarks, you buy it, you buy the packs on the marketplace with your Daybreaker marketplace cash. You use those Quarks then to go to those vendors, and you get your free, and you get some cool stuff. Quarks are only used there, and allow us to purchase part TC item, past TC items. So this allows us to now purchase them from the marketplace using the Daybreak and marketplace at greater values. For the players who don't want to open time capsules, this gives them the option to buy exactly what they want, how it should have been without the middleman of time capsules. For the folks who want to save their marketplace cash, but they have a little bit of not a marketable cash, but they want to save their source marks, but they are willing to spend a little bit to buy some Quarks to get to those vendors, then yeah, let them do it. The Quarks are a perfect option for players, again, who don't want to participate in time capsules to get past time capsule stuff. And it's great. Now, of course, I think it's a good idea because I thought of it. Ha! But Quarks have a place now. They go to these vendors. There's still things on the from past time capsules I still want. And I just haven't gotten yet because I'm also still waiting to get them. I still need more Quarks. And the Quarks are account bound. Let's keep that in mind. Quarks are account bound. So they're on all your characters. So I could go over here on my electric tune, buy what I want, and then I can go into my other tunes and buy more stuff I could go over there. We always want these time capsule items to be on the marketplace, especially the chroma packs. But we all know that they would not be on the marketplace at a very reasonable price. Okay? Those will be expensive. Everyone's probably thinking and remembering the Batman cowl incident, where that thing was up there for $20 and people had the audacity to haggle. It's like, $20 is too high for two head items. Can we put this down for like 15? It's not a car salesman, folks. It's not. What they need to do is just put these items from time capsules on these vendors and you just buy the Quarks. Buy the Quarks directly from the marketplace and call it a day. That will be, in my eyes, the best option. And I know, and for folks who might not know this, time capsules is definitely a better moneymaker for Daybreak. It absolutely is, because the RNG is against you. It's absolutely against you. And so because you don't get the item, the 12-piece collection, you don't get that last collection, you're going to open more and more and more trying to get to it. And that's going to be much more than anything else that you could even put money towards on the marketplace. Time capsules give them almost an infinite amount of money from it. Whereas putting it on the marketplace or even putting it on the Quarks vendor, that limits how much they can actually make. It sucks for them, but it's best for us. And as a player of this game, I'm banking on us. I do like the idea of the Quarks. I love Booster Gold. I like the time and space vendor. I like that we had this extra currency with time capsules so we can actually still participate. Quarks deserve to be on the marketplace now. So now let's talk a little bit about gameplay stuff, okay? Just a little bit. Generator mods. It's time to update the Gen Mod UI. It's time to allow it for dual specking. And I think honestly, this is probably the one, if not the only realistic thing that we could probably try and get to in 2020. After all this, we need to place more rows to allow usage of every stat. The yellows are both restoration and vitalization. Split them. They can both still be yellow if they want, but we need a line for vitalization, a line for restoration, a line for health, a line for dominance, a line for precision, a line for might. We need a line for each to actually have usage of all of our stats for dual specking. One thing it does, it requires us to grind more and more to get these generator support mods. All right, to actually get them for our layers. I know at the beginning of every episode, they're the first things I'm picking in my reward boxes, just so I can go ahead and get them in my generator and going to pump up my stats a little more. With the generator mods, we should probably add those to the R&D station as well. R&D station needs an update. It needs a lot of love, and that's definitely probably a 2021 wish list that'll probably be there. But R&D needs a little bit of love as well. The archives is still a little broken. The exobytes are a great spot, and it's a great system, and we just need to have more to it. The crafting in an MMO is pivotal. We need crafting in this game. We need more in this game. With crafting, it allows a different progression system. It allows us a different route that we can go. I absolutely do. And as much as I do complain about it, I like crafting in World of Warcraft. I loved being an alchemist. I like being the person who actually got to make the potions, who got to make the elixirs and hand them out to the raid. People was like, hey, do you mind making this for me? Hey, man, do you mind making this leather working for me? You got that night? I want that new dress. All right, you'll get that new dress if I get those new potions. Exactly. It's a good trade. And crafting needs to come to DCUO as well. The R&D vendor needs an update. We need a better way to actually sort through everything in that list, especially for one of us who has a lot of old elite or enhanced, whatever you want to call it, gear that we can make. It's all just listed there and it just needs to go because it's a system that's not used anymore. The elite mods. These haven't been touched since they were introduced. These mods need upgrading, and returning or introducing or retuning or introducing new elite mods needs to be a thing. These need to be another carrot on the stick for players who run or want to run elite content. I got nothing else to say about it. That's really all there is. The elite mods are basically the little stepchildren that no one really pays attention to in the basement at this point because we have artifacts, because we have augments. And any of the buffs coming from the elite mods is almost overshadowed by everything else that we have shiny in the game. It's an old system, but it's still a system in the generator mods, in the generator itself, and needs to be retuned. It has to be said, but the UI. It's been said for years, and we were sad that the UI changes got scrapped. But the UI needs to be updated. And as this year is here, I have to say it again. I'll say it every January until we actually get a new UI. But really the only most important thing for me is just having the health and power bar, even supercharge a bit. I just want numbers on the health and power bar. That's all I want. I just want numbers. That's not too hard to ask, is it? Is it? There are many other things that we need in the UI changes, and even watching my old Valentine's video, looking at the journal, that was an overhaul. Woo! Man, that was an overhaul coming from the journal we had at launch all the way to what we have now. And even the on-duty menu too. That was a change. And on the same UI aspect, the vendor UI needs tabs. Maybe horizontal scrolling may be better than vertical if the icons and the naming can be changed too. Change the vendor viewing to show the slots of items like head, shoulders, accessories, etc. once clicked on it, it shows the list of. So what I mean by that is like basically in the vendor, you actually just only see head, shoulder, uh, gloves, and accessories. Just those icons, those slots, and then when you click on them, you click on head, and you're going to see the entire listing of headpieces that vendor sells. Both the hell, you can put on one vendor if need be. Because of that, you can just show the elite, show the vendor, and then show the purple. Hell, show the blue if you want to sell that too. And then it just really minimalizes the scrolling of it, but it's just basically a click to go to this, click and to go to that. Also, the preview box just should be active all the time. It should just be active. Let's go ahead and just make it active. But that's really all I got. I'm pretty sure over the course of this year, over the course of days, months, and the rest of the year, there's of course going to be more added to this wish list. But this is really what I've been writing it all in December, just jotting all these notes down, trying to flesh them out and present it to you guys. Present it to even to the developers. Because I'm still here, I'm still loving the game, but I love it because I ignore the things that give me heartache. I ignore the things that cause me stress. The artifacts, yes, I am going to level every single artifact pertaining to my role because I want the options. But I'm not going to level them past 80. I am not going to sit here and wait for a double XP weekend that will never come. I'm not going to the marketplace to spend money on a PvE item. This is literally where pay to win arguments start actually saying, yeah, you know what, they have a point. There's a lot I have defended in this game, but I cannot defend the artifacts, anything, even the augment stuff being on the marketplace. Those are in game. They deserve to be in the game, not on your marketplace. If your marketplace is missing items that you can't figure out what to sell, you have plenty. Look what's in your time capsules, put them on the marketplace. Put Quarks on there, sell them on the Booster Gold. We still have to spend money on the Quarks on the marketplace in order to get the items from the vendor. But that's what a premium currency is. A premium currency introduced, we immediately already have that knowledge that that's where it's going to go. That's what it's used for. And it's going to be used only for cosmetic. I know there's some actual PvE items on the space and time vendor. I don't want to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not looking to remove anything from either Booster Gold or the space and time. I'm looking to make it an easier access for players to get to it. The Avatar Bombardier gear going all the way to 252 CR or item level, that's a bit of a stretch, you know? That's a bit of a stretch. Those should not be that high. Okay, the style needs to stay, sure, but we need to do better. That's just not kosher. That's just not. But that's really all I got for this video, for this thought process of my DCO. This is my DCO 2020. And DCO is not at the best right now. There are a lot of news articles that always state that they don't know where the shift in Daybreak is going to go. They don't know the shift of where DCUO is going to go. It's basically always living on the edge of its seat, not knowing if it's going to go over the cliff or not. And and for a player base, we don't know where you're going. We don't know what's going to happen, and we want to be as optimistic as possible. And I want to make sure I'm showing to my folks that I'm being optimistic as possible. But it's just it's just teetering. And we need course correction. Another thing that actually this game needs to have, we need to actually have a reason to stay in the game. DCUO has been the casual of casual MMOs out there. You get in, you get your shit done, and you're out. You have no reason to prolong yourself in this game. But there's feats. Yeah, there are feats. You can do those feats. You're working on your feats. You can work on alts. Yeah, you can work on alts. But there's nothing there's no reason for me to stay on a character to actually do anything on one character because we have lockouts. Understandable. You got weekly lockouts, we have daily lockouts, and the only way you can do is just really just go back and just look at it. Just spend a replay badge in order to spend it. But you have to get replay badges from the marketplace in order to actually replay the content. There's no reason for me to stay in the game. I truly do look at World of Warcraft because I played it the other day with my little cousins, and we were just doing, like, first off, we were doing a very old quest line, like from the launch of the expansion quest line that we're finally getting done because they want to actually unlock the Kirin Tor race. But we were just running around the map, and I looked and saw the world quests. I saw the entire list, and it's like, man, I could really just spend my day working on all these reps, doing all this grind for gold, for gear, for artifact power, which is basically nth metal. We could do all of those, but we have no reason to stay in the game. We get our stuff done and we get out. The paywall that we have right now with the game, that paywall of the artifacts, even a little bit of the paywall with the augments, a little bit too, those deter us from staying in the game. We run our raids, we run our dailies, and what else are we going to do? Well, I guess we're going to jump onto an alt. All right, we're going to jump on the alt. We'll do the same old thing over and over again. It does get tiring. It gets unbearable sometimes. And even for most folks, they feel that they rather spend those 2 weeks replay bad spamming it just to finish the episode and be done, and they'll come back when the next episode comes. Where all of us, we take our casual time in 3-4 months or whatever. They get it done in 2 months, and they get it done in 2 weeks, and they're done. And you really have to ask yourself, who's the smarter player at this point? Who's doing it better? We need something like an alert roulette. Thank you, Raph. We need alert roulette. We need more things going on. The idea of a content or of a combat rating stat clamp. I'm going to use the word. Using a stat clamp in order to go back into old content or something at the max CR for it and allow us to get rewards, that's a good idea too. We need to have more. We need more of a reason. An MMO is a living, breathing world. And especially inside this comic book world, we're not breathing. We're living a little bit. We live in probably that first month. But then after that, we're not breathing it. We're clocking into work, getting our dailies done, and then we're clocking out of work, and we're out. Crafting can help us stay in. More world quests with rewards can keep us in. The renown system needs an overhaul. Tying it directly and only to elite content, no more. Put some rewards out there. Put some Thanagar rewards. Tie it to, with these bonus items that we get, tie it to a rep system. Tie it to the rep system that we need to be either like friendly or cooperative or all that stuff in order to get to these things. Handing it out to us is awesome. It's great. Thank you so much. But we need to actually like work towards it. Let the rep be part of the actual, all the content, not just the very small elite of players. Tying the elite gear to the renown system was working. It was. But now we need to expand it. We need to be more with it. We need the actual episodes to last. And how they are now, it lives in that casual world. But we want more. If we have more, we'll stay in the game more and even possibly spend somewhere more. Again, premium currency, Quarks. I like the game. This video was never about bashing it anywhere, shape, or form. These are just ideas that, as a player, I have issues with. And I want it shared, I want it spoken, and I want to make sure everyone understands it. I am still, of course, logging in. I am still streaming it. I'm still one of the top streamers. Sophie Fatal TV, no name found. 13th Fist is coming up. One Up Ninja. We have multiple streamers that are coming up, getting there. Genetic Distortions. Can't forget about Genetic Distortions. We have a lot of players here on Twitch and even other players on the YouTubes. We are players who are definitely also promoters of the game. But we really have a tough time. We find our enjoyment by really ignoring fundamentals that you're trying to shove in of us because we don't want to pay extra. We are members, but it doesn't mean we need or have to pay more. And I certainly don't, especially for items that are tied to PvE. I will certainly pay for some cosmetics, but that's really it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, in the comments, let's leave this as an actual place for the developers can actually come and read comments. I know they're not supposed to. Hell, I'm not supposed to. But actually give feedback on what you want to see in DCUO to make it better. This is not the video. This is not the space to come in and say the developer sucks. That's going to be on someone else's video. Go to that person's video, talk the trash that you want to. This isn't that place. When you come onto my videos, when you come onto my streams, we may complain a lot, but at least we come from a place that we know that we want it to be better. Not because we want to hate the people who are just quote-unquote robbing us. Sorry, you're being robbed already in life. No, I can't fix that. We all can't fix that. But this is a place that I want to actually have a focused discussion on it. Bring your thoughts. This is now 2020. We are now in the 9th. We're going into the 9th year of DC Universe Online. Let's bring some new stuff. And you know what? If you folks want to say we need new powers, I guess go right ahead. I'm definitely gonna disagree. But hey, this is your space. What do you want to see for DCUO in 2020? Like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, head over to twitch.tv/nerds. Wow, I'm on the wrong channel. Sorry. Come over to twitch.tv/TrexLight for, of course, DCUO streams and also other MMO and games. Thank you all so much for watching.